Hey everyone, Creative Venus here, and look at this beautiful animation we have created in PowerPoint, and this is possible in PowerPoint. I am sure you will enjoy it, so please subscribe, join the membership, like and share, and let's begin with the tutorial. So this is a very unique infographic, and here we will start with this rounded rectangle and go to shape effects and change its orientation to make it isometric. Then add depth, and this looks like a 3D element. Now let's place it here. Now remove the outline it has, and it's time to fill a nice gradient color. And here you can pick blue theme, and we are using 3 gradient stops. On the second gradient stop, let's pick some other blue color. I think this looks fine. And now it's time for the third. Go to more color and let's pick this purple color, and let's try to change the gradient to radial. And here you can move these gradient stops to adjust the color. Now duplicate this rounded rectangle, go to shape effects and remove its orientation. Now insert this circle and place it like this, and subtract under the merge shapes option, and you will get a shape like this. Now change its orientation, remove any depth effect and fill white color. So this is a reflection effect that we have created, and place it here. Now increase its transparency, and here you can see the output. Go to shape effects, and here you can adjust the lighting and the material if you want. So it's very subjective, you can try and experiment. Now again duplicate this rounded rectangle and remove its depth. Change the fill to solid color and fill black color, increase transparency. And right click, cut, and then paste it as an image. Go to picture correction, reduce the sharpness, and by reducing the sharpness you will see it looks blurry. Send it to back, and by doing this you can create a nice shadow effect. Now you can group all these items and create it a single grouped item. Now go to insert and then go to shapes and insert this circle. You have to create a dartboard, so fill gray color in this circle. Now duplicate, reduce its size, and then we will fill the gradient color. So it has automatically picked the gradient from the theme. Again duplicate this circle, slightly reduce the size and place it at the center. Fill solid color. Again duplicate, reduce the size of the circle, fill gradient. And make sure the height and width of the circle is same. Always use the shift key while increasing the size of the circle. Again duplicate this circle at the center, reduce its size, fill solid color. And make sure all the circles are aligned to center. So on alternate circles we have filled gray color. Now again duplicate the main circle, the circle at the background, and let's change the gradient to gray. Change its orientation like this. Add the depth effect. So this will become our dartboard. Remove any outline, and you can adjust the gradient style if you want. I want to add slight a tint of blue, and you can place it over the rectangular base that we have created. And you can also add the transparency if you want. So here we are trying to see if the shade of gray is looking fine. Slightly increase the transparency. Now select the dartboard overlay group and then change the orientation and place it over this dartboard base that we have created, and from the corners you can drag and adjust the size so that it fits inside this board that we have created. Duplicate, remove any effect and change its orientation like this. So here we are creating a reflection of this dartboard that we have created. Now right click, cut, and then paste it as an image, and then paste it here. Go to picture format, reduce the sharpness, and then increase the transparency, and you can see the reflection. Now duplicate this rectangle that we have created and we want to paste that image inside this rounded rectangle that we have created, and from the offset values you can adjust the size and remove the depth effect. And this is how you can adjust the offset values, and you only need to adjust the offset values for the left and right. And now you can place it here. So this is how you can create a nice and beautiful reflection effect, and you can see the surface looks very glossy now. And move this sharpness slider to the extreme left. Let's try to see the impact of this brightness and contrast. So these are not required, I'm just trying to see what impact or what kind of effect it generates. So the main part of the infographic is ready. Now we have to create different elements that surrounds this main infographic. So this is the second base that we are creating. For that you need to insert the rounded rectangle, remove any outline, and I think the blue theme will look good here. Let's first try the gray theme and then we will switch to blue theme. Now let's pick some blue color here. I think this looks much better, and then you can adjust the transparency if you want. So I've changed the material to metallic. So you can see the various effects here. I think let's change the color to white and apply a solid line or a gradient line. And pick this blue theme for the gradient line and fill solid color in the middle and add some transparency so that we can see through it, and change the material to metallic. I think this looks much better. So it's always good to try and experiment until you get the best result. Go to insert. Now it's time to add some icons. We need a tick mark here. So we are going to pick this one, insert, and change its orientation to isometric form like this, and change its color to green and paste it here. Duplicate and place the second copy above it, and you can always zoom in, and here you can change the color. I think blue looks much better here. And now we need to create a base, a bigger base for this complete infographic set that we are creating, and for that you can just duplicate this current base and let's change the color. So we have changed the background color to gray so that we can easily see white areas, and we applied this white theme, and let's experiment with the material here. So place it below this main infographic that we have created and slightly reduce the depth. Send to back. The base is ready. Now it's the time to create an arrow. For that you need to insert the circle and draw a circle like this and change its color to this dark blue, and now let's change its orientation like this and add the depth effect. Now increase the depth. Let's try to add 600 points. I think it's too long. Let's keep it 300. This looks fine. 240 is fine. Remove any outline. Apply gradient fill. And here we can change the material and the lighting if you want. Also you can try to change the angle of the lighting. And here you can adjust the 3D format of the base. And here you can increase the height to make it pointed from the right side. And similarly you can adjust the portion at the back. So it is not creating any difference, the height. Let's remove any 3D effect from the back part. We will create a custom part here. Let's zoom in and see first how it behaves. If we pick this one, then it will create a dent. So if you are not able to select it properly, always use the selection pane. So this is the only area this small circle which you can select. So go to insert shapes and let's pick this arrow, remove any outline, and we will fill white color and create an isometric look and feel. Change its orientation like this, add the depth effect, and you can place it here. Slightly adjust the size, and you can also apply the gradient fill if you want. And now you need to select both these components, and it's very difficult. So this small circle is the arrow, and now let's increase the size of the base like this, and select this arrow and its part, and once both are selected you can group. You can always zoom in, and once it is grouped, duplicate and paste it as an image. Right click, cut, and then paste it as an image. Increase the decrease the sharpness and increase the picture transparency, and place this reflection here. So we have duplicated this and pasted as an image. Reduce the sharpness and increase the transparency, and you will get this reflection effect. And now you can place it here, and it makes the surface looks very glossy at the bottom. So that's the beauty of this 3D environment. You need to understand the lighting and the reflection and the shadow effects. I know it's not perfect in PowerPoint, but still we can manage to do it in a very interesting manner. Now again duplicate this base and let's change its orientation. So this will create this wall on the left side of this infographic, send to back. Let's make it on the right side. We will do something on the left, but for now let's create something on the right. Reduce its width and place it behind this dartboard. Now duplicate, press Ctrl D and place the item, and then just keep on pressing Ctrl D. It will duplicate the item. And now let's fill this gradient color on this topmost layer of the wall, and we have picked this nice blue accent. Now select all these background walls, group, and send to back. Now we need to create a branding placeholder. So insert this rounded rectangle, fill the gradient color from the color scheme that we have created, remove any outline, and fill this blue colored theme. Go to shape effects, change its orientation, and pick this one, and this will rotate it further and place it here. Now select both these shapes and send to back so that this arrow reflection is visible over it. Now it's very difficult to select this rounded rectangle, so you can use the selection pane if you will find it difficult. So here you can try different gradient styles. Let's pick the linear type and slightly increase the transparency. Now you can duplicate. For that you need to select it first, which is very difficult at the moment because there are so many layers, and place it on the top and fill white color and add or increase transparency, and you will get this beautiful 3D effect. And you can bring this arrow reflection to the front. Now let's pick this wall and let's try to change its color. I think now it looks much better. And here you can adjust the transparency levels to see what kind of effect looks good to you. Now you can increase the width of this base here, and then we will create the left portion of this infographic, and we will create a beautiful you know, wall on the left side with some graphical elements. So let's duplicate this wall on the right, change the orientation. I think we only need this topmost layer, rest are not required. And change its orientation. And you can place it here. Reduce the size. Now go to insert and let's pick a shape. We need to connect this with the wall, and I think this shape looks good. You can decrease its width by moving these yellow dots and remove any outline, fill gradient color, remove any transparency effect, and go to shape effects and change the rotation like this. And let's connect it, and you can increase the depth, and here you can now adjust the gradient colors. Also you can adjust the material. So we have changed it to metallic, and add the transparency on the base where it connects with the base, and bring this wall to the front on the left. So these kinds of adjustments take time because you need to test and experiment what looks good. So I'm creating it in the real time. I do not have any pre-built visual. So let's duplicate this base here and paste it here on the right side of it. And now duplicate this element that we have created, and we will change the icon. So remove the current icon, and now we will add something new to it. Reduce the depth. So here under the line, so we have changed the gradient color of the line as well. Now go to icons and let's insert some random icon. So as we are creating some technology related graphic with correlated with the business objectives, so I think this looks a better fit here. Now we need to change the color or increase the transparency. This dark or vibrant blue looks good. Now you can see that our infographic is looking very beautiful at the moment, and it will look awesome when we will animate it. Now again duplicate this base, remove this top layer, and remove any fill. We will only need the outline, and we will use it to create a connection. So make it more squarish and connect these three bases. We need to send it to back, and now it looks like some kind of connection, a wired connection. And then duplicate this rounded rectangle, increase the transparency and send to back. And now press Ctrl D multiple times, and it will automatically place all these rectangles in a well aligned manner. Now pick one of the rectangle and we will create a outline of it. Pick this dotted line and increase its height and width. So this will create an outline of this base, and move this yellow dot to the left. And you can place it like this so that it aligns well with the background. And you can adjust the color. We need to fill a light color in it. And you can see this line is overlapping our infographic. We need to send it to back. For that you need to select this line first, send to back, and now it has gone behind this base as well. Now we need to group these rounded rectangles at the bottom, the mesh that we have created. And for that you need to select these items and unselect these items which are not required. Let's do it again. Unselect the items, and now you can group. So all these rounded rectangles are grouped now. We need to send these to back, select and send to back. Now go to insert text box and let's add some branding. Change the font, the size, center aligned, and let's fill the gradient color in the text, and you can adjust the transparency and the gradient levels. So I have used 3 gradient stops here, and change the orientation of the text and place the text here. Once the text is placed, you can try and experiment different items here. I have added 1.5 points depth and also changed the material and the lighting. You can adjust the transparency levels as well if you want. So the transparency level, gives a very metallic and look of a 3D glass. Now duplicate this text and we will write objectives here and place it on this right wall that we have created. So we have changed the orientation. Now let's change the text. Write objectives, increase the font size, add some depth, and then place it here. Once you have placed it, then you will see the actual color and the style. Then you can adjust it properly. So here we have increased the transparency so that it blends well with the background. Now go to icons and let's add an icon for the target. Let's pick this one, change its orientation to this side and place it on this wall. Increase the size, increase the transparency, duplicate it with 0% transparency and fill white color, and you can see this beautiful shadow effect. Slightly adjust the transparency so that it blends with the background. Now let's change the background color, and we can pick it from the theme. We will keep the dark color on the top left and light color towards the bottom right, and we will follow a linear gradient, and you can adjust the transparency if you want. So we are keeping this top area a bit dark, and then this bluish area, and the last, which is towards the bottom right, is white because we have applied 100% transparency on the third gradient stop. And now we will add some branding. For that we need to duplicate this text, go to text options, change the orientation to no rotation so that we can edit it easily. Apply the solid fill, write business, and remove any depth and apply white color. So text styling is very easy, and I think you know it. Just duplicate and write the next statement that you want. So we are using this dummy title, business objectives. So here you can try character spacing, font color, shadow effect, size, play with the color, and then select both these text elements and group. Now let's insert a triangle to create an isometric wall on the left side. So flip vertically, remove any outline it has, and place it on the top corner and match it with the isometric angle, which is 30 degrees. Fill dark blue or black color and increase the transparency. Send to back behind this text. I think we should change this text to isometric. Now duplicate this triangle and increase it towards the bottom right, and you will get this bar. Fill white color and adjust the transparency levels. So here we're trying to see different colors and testing the colors. So here we have slightly adjusted the background as well, and I think the previous background was much better. This looks too dark. This one was fine. increase the font size. So if you're watching this video till now, it means you find it very interesting. So please subscribe to our channel and join the membership to support us. And also it would be great if you can like this video of ours, and you can also subscribe to our channel. So let's change its orientation and place it like this. Just duplicate once again. So we have created two layers, one for the background which will act as a shadow effect, and the one at the top is the main text. Now just duplicate this text, and here we will add some branding because we have created that bar. We will add this text there on that bar. Increase the font size, go to text options, and go to text effects and change the orientation to like this, so it will lie flat on this bar that we have created. Slightly increase the transparency if you want, so it blends well with the background. Duplicate it to create this shadow effect and remove any transparency it has. So the infographic design is ready, and all we need is to animate this complete infographic, because this animation will add life to it. And so now we are using selection pane to select the items we need for the animation. So let's first animate this arrow. Go to animation effects, and we will use this custom path. Right click, effects option, auto reverse, go to timing and repeat until end of the slide. So the animation basics are done, and now we have to adjust the animation. It's working fine, but the placement is not right. And also, if you see, the arrow is behind this wall on the left where we have placed this icon, the dartboard icon. So first of all, we need to bring the arrow to the front. For that, you need to select the arrow along with its reflection. Right click and bring to front. Now click on this animation path, and you see these two arrows at the top. It should align with the arrow at the back, the back portion that we have designed. Now you need to move this animation slightly to the left so that it aligns perfectly with this arrow. So here we are trying to just align it with the arrow. I think now it's aligned perfectly. Let's test the animation. Yes. Now the arrow is working fine, and let's start animating other elements as well. So here we have selected this component where we have added this tick icon. For that we will use this diagonal down right animation. Yep, this one. And you can see the element has start moving to the left. Right click, effects option, auto reverse, timing, repeat until end of the slide. Press OK. And now you can increase the duration of this animation. We want it to be very subtle, very slow. So currently it is on click, so we need to start with previous and let's test it. And you can see now it's working fine. It looks really beautiful, slow and subtle. And similarly we will animate these other components as well. So let's pick this wall at the left. Now we will animate this wall, and for that you need to select it first, the wall, the shadow and this icon. Group all these three items together. Again go to motion paths. Diagonal upright is the animation we need. Now if you see, here you can find lots of these amazing animations. So now you need to start with previous, increase the duration so that it animates very slowly. Go to effects option, auto reverse, go to timing, start or repeat until the end of the slide. Now the animation is working fine, but it is overlapping with the dartboard, the objective infographic, and for that we need to send it to back, and also we need to reduce the distance so that it covers very less distance, because the animation should be very subtle, very corporate. If too many components are moving at a very high speed, then it will look very distracting. So I think this is a nice pace. Now let's pick other elements. So bring these three elements to the front so that this left wall animates behind this dartboard. Now you can see it's working fine. Now let's animate the base that we have created. So this is the one we want to animate. So group these items together and go to more motion paths, and here we will apply the down animation. So this is the correct animation. Slightly increase the distance it has to travel, increase the duration to 8 seconds. Go to animation pane, start with previous, right click, go to effects options, auto reverse, go to timing and repeat until the end of the slide. And you can see all the items are animating and it looks really beautiful. And this is how we will animate the base and the icon on the left as well. The steps are same. Now let's select this base and always try to use this selection pane. It's very easy, and you can also name the layers. So we applied this down motion path, increase the duration to 8 seconds, start with previous, effects options, auto reverse and increase the timing and repeat until end of the slide. So it will create a loop. So for this blending part, we want to reduce the distance it travels, because when it comes back it takes time. We want it to come early to the top from the bottom. For that you can reduce the distance it travels. Now select this icon and we will need this diagonal down right animation. I think the up is a more apt animation here, so we will go with this up animation. Start with previous, increase the duration to 9 seconds, auto reverse, and repeat until end of the slide. And now see the output here. So this looks really amazing. This is like some kind of machine we have created. Now let's add some animation to this text as well. And for that you need to select the text and apply this animation, the motion path animation, and select and start with previous. Go to effects option, click on auto reverse, and for the timing set the loop to repeat until end of the slide. So here we want the distance to be very minimum. So now you can see all the items are animating perfectly. Now we just need to adjust the durations, distance, and the delay if required. So you can adjust these elements. And you can always test in a slideshow mode how the animation is behaving. So here is the final output and you can see it looks amazing. And if you really liked it, you liked our efforts, then please subscribe to our channel, join the membership, like this video, share this video. You can share your thoughts in the comment section and do not forget to download it from the G Drive link provided in the video description.